This Shabbat we are wearing orange, and we do that because every single day more than 100 Americans are killed by guns and over 300 more people are injured. That's every day. And every year in the United States, more than 40,000 lives are taken by gun violence. So we wear orange to call attention to the epidemic of gun violence that faces our country. Um, so often when something horrific happens, we focus on it for a couple days, for a week, as much as our hearts can bear to stay in a state of upset and mourning. But in order to affect real change, in order to keep the pressure on politicians, on gun manufacturers, on those who can help us make our country safer, we have to keep our attention on these issues that are so important to us. And so we wear orange, not because wearing orange is going to change, but the policies or the gun violence epidemic, but to remind us that we have to stay focused on this issue, that we have to insist that those in power stay focused on this issue. And you may ask, why orange? Well, in 2013, was a young woman in Chicago who was 15 years old. Her name was Hadia Pendleton, and she was killed in an act of gun violence. And we wear orange to honor her and her friends who wore orange in her memory. And we keep her memory alive and the lives of so many who should be alive today by wearing this color. Um, this weekend, there is so much that's happening in the Jewish world and at BHSS. Among them, of course, we've got Wear Orange Shabbat, but we also have Shavuot and Nefesh Mountain. And one of the ways that all of this sort of ties together is that we stand together. The idea of Shavuot is that all of us, everyone who ever has been Jewish, everyone who ever will be Jewish, stood at Sinai and received the law. And so on this Shabbat, on these days, um, it becomes so, so important that we continue to stand together. Some of us stand at the front, some of us stand further back in the crowd, but we all stand united, knowing that there are some things that politics doesn't change, that religion doesn't change, that values don't change. We all believe in the sanctity of life, and we have to stand together in making sure that lives continue, that the scourge of violence is stopped, and that it is the receiving of law, it is the giving of law that shows that love, and we need more law around this issue. And so please join me, please join us in wearing orange, in continuing to remember, in standing with people who believe that life is the most valuable thing.